Greetings to the group. John Sturr here in Holiday, Utah. This is going to be a bit of a long one. I'm going to be talking about fishing rods. And I don't know where this is going to go other than it's going to be a kind of an information piece to, give you some ideas and let you know maybe what's out there and what kind of options you have and what kind of options I've taken throughout the whole fishing world mess. So I really like multi-piece rods, as you've probably seen in my other videos. I like their utility, how you can travel with them, how you can take them everywhere, and I'm always looking for a multi-piece rod. I don't know why, but I just am. I mean, if we can have crazy fly rods that are, they don't make one-piece fly rods anymore. Hardly two-piece. Usually 3 and 4 pieces now. So if you can buy a $1,200 4-piece fly rod, you should be able to, anyway, you know what I mean. So I was at Shields Sports here in Salt Lake City, and I saw this made by Lews. And Lews has always impressed me with their rods. And this is a spinning rod called the Speed Stick Traveler. It's a 6'6", 3-piece, medium light. And it feels more of a medium to me than a medium light. $120, which I think is a bargain. So let's crack it open and let me show you what's going on. Oh, so when you're looking for this stuff, look for a really good case. Look for something very robust that you can check on an airline and it's not going to get crushed. That's a big deal. And as you'll see in my pile of stuff over here, the case is really important. So the case is really robust. Usually there's 3 sleeves in here for the 3 pieces, and I'm just going to pull them all out, and then we'll go from here. Okay, I'll set that down. So here is, and I just got this yesterday. I haven't even pulled the plastic off it yet, but carbon fiber I think it's an M8. I think it's M8 carbon fiber. I'll take a look at the tag as we go along here. But great accoutrements, cork throughout. I love cork. Big fan of cork. And it's a Speed Stick Traveler on the front, if you can see it. And the weighting it's a 6'6", 1/16 to 3/8. Now, when I put it together, it feels a little more than 1/16, maybe an 1/8. So if I'm fishing an 1/8 to a 1/4, it's probably going to be very, very comfortable. And that's what I wanted, because all my other spinning stuff seems to be either super heavy or super lightweight. And I wanted something in the middle, and I wanted it to be, really good quality. And so here's the other thing is, as I go off on this weird tangent, you have to spend, and this is from my experience this year, you have to spend over $100 on a rod. Probably more like, well, this is $119, so this is unusual, but something around $150 to $200 for an incredible ultralight rod. An ultralight rod that is gonna outperform everything, and you're always gonna keep coming back to it. And keep that in mind with things you purchase, if you come back to them, or if they just sit on the shelf. If they just sit on the shelf, they're not doing anything for you. It's taken me a while to learn that, and I'm gonna have to sort through some stuff and probably give it to the Goodwill or something. So this is the Lews Speed Stick Traveler. I didn't even know they made this, and I'm usually really up on this stuff. So this was quite the surprise, even being a 3-piece, which I think is great. And the guides look really well made. Yeah, they look really, really good. So, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guides on a 6-foot rod. Like I said before, that's my pretty much a really quick overall judgment on how good a rod is how many guides it has. Hands down. That's what it comes down to. If it has a lot of guides, it's going to be a good rod. Full stop. All right. Now let's talk about another rod. I can't even pronounce the name. Torpedo. This is an AliExpress purchase. I think the rod was $30 with shipping, and this thing is pretty impressive. This was one of the outliers. Case is pretty good, and it's a 4-piece, so it's tiny. This I keep in my truck, right here. Quite the surprise. It's weighted. It's 1.8 meters, and it's 2 to 7 grams. Weighted 2 to 7 grams. Fishing lure weights. And it's 4-piece, and it was $30. Now I don't know if they still make these. I'm assuming they do, and I don't know what their price is. With all the weirdness going on with AliExpress, it hasn't gotten too weird, but it's kind of still weird. If that makes any sense. But it's a really nice, and it's not too whippy, and it's a great rod. Really lightweight. And this is a bit of an outlier to what I just said about having to spend $180. This is a great option for $30, especially for a travel rod. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guides. So they're doing something right. Good, comfortable handle. I don't know. It's fun to have all these options. What's going on? It really is. Because 30 years ago, even maybe 20 years ago, unless you were really dialed in, you didn't have any options. You just went to the store and bought what they had. I'm going to try to put links to all this stuff in the description, just so you can do your research and check it out. Let's talk about the Daiwa Preso. The Daiwa Preso gets great reviews. Daiwa, I think, out of all the manufacturers, has been quite the surprise for their rods. I don't know why. When I think of Daiwa, I think of a real company. That's just what I think of. And when you see the rods and what they do with the rods, and they're not in crazy, weird, crazy priced rods either. They're very reasonable. All their stuff seems to be very, very reasonable, even their high-end stuff. So this is the Presso. Comes in a nice case. It's a little bit soft, so keep that in mind when you're traveling. And then I like to put rubber bands. I like to put rubber bands on my stuff to keep it all together. Because I don't want any of these to be bouncing around in the case. Crazy lightweight, crazy well made. Just really, really, I like to keep the plastic on to protect this kind of stuff because I know it's just going to get beat up. Great rod. And this is a 6 foot. Let me confirm, yeah. 6 foot ultralight, lure rating 1/32 to 1/4, line 1 to 6 pound. Guides are great. And the guides don't have any of the ceramic inserts, which is nice. I guess they do. Well, they do have some kind of insert in there, but I don't know if it's a ceramic insert, because I had a ceramic insert pop off on me, and then I tried to change the guide, and I couldn't change. It was the tip of a guide. I couldn't change it. Everything just got crazy. So this rod right here is about $80 rod. Sometimes you can get it cheaper depending on where you go and where you're looking. But for the most part, it's an $80 rod. And let's do a guide count. 1, 2, 8 guides. Great stuff. And it's collapsible. Has a little bit of a flex, a little bit of a whip throughout. So it'd be good for ultralight type stuff. And then, you know, you can put whatever you want on it. I'm going to be experimenting more with my Cardinal here. My Cardinal 3 from the 80s. Yeah. I got the crappie magnet, or the trout magnet line on here that they have. It's probably the cheapest monofilament line you could buy. That's really, really good. I got like a 4,500 yard spool for like 30 or 40 bucks on their website. I'll put a link to that too. But so, okay. So that's this rod. Highly recommended. Really good stuff. And I like to bundle it all up as best I can. Try not to get too weird with it, but you still want to kind of protect it. So the whole thought on these type of rods is I can travel. I can travel anywhere. I can put it in the car. I can take it on a plane. Blah blah blah, and I have a really good performance-based piece of equipment. So let's take a look at this. These are sold on Amazon, and this is a 6.6, yeah, 6.6 medium heavy casting, Goture. Great case. This rod I think was maybe 40 or 50 bucks, and I think it's about 4 years old. Comes in a nice, nylon bag, separating out the pieces. And this is a 4-piece. And it's rated at, right here, 3/8 to 1 ounce, 6.6, medium heavy? Or maybe it's a heavy. Yeah, medium heavy. This was one of my first rods purchased, and it's quite a surprise at how good it is. Whoops, wrong side. Really well made. And the hard part is just, getting the stuff out and being gentle so you don't break it all. And it doesn't snap on you when you're putting it together. So this was one of my first in my exploration to multi-piece rods, because I don't want to say I didn't know they exist, but I didn't realize that they were out there as much as they are, and you can get them for pretty cheap, because everything I think I was looking at was crazy expensive. Okay, guide count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guides, 6'6", medium heavy. Yeah, this is nice. This would be a great heavy bait, kind of a musky bait type rod. So I fished this and it's been just fine. It's been good stuff. Highly recommended. And it's, really well made. And the other great thing about these is that if it's a $30 or $40 rod, you can really beat it up. And if it breaks, I don't want to say it's not any big deal, but it really kind of isn't a big deal, because then you can go buy another one and then use it And I don't necessarily want to say abuse it, but you can use it, and that's good stuff. Because the last thing you want to do is have to baby an $800 or $900 rod, and you know what I'm getting at. This is nice. It's not necessarily needed, but it's nice. And this is another really good case. Okay, that's the Goture. Now let's talk about the Dobyns. I bought a 2-piece Dobyns at Scheels. One of their ultralight rods, and I didn't like it, and I took it back. I thought it was too stiff. Then I saw this on the Amazon for I think $140, and it retailed for $225, and I thought I'd give it a try. It's 3-piece, and they're expanding their line for more multi-piece rods, which is pretty awesome. 8 to 14, quarter to 3/4, medium, moderate, fast action. And I fished this rod. And this, I don't want to say this rod is amazing, but it's really, really good. I haven't fished any of their 1-piece casting rods before, so I don't know how it compares, but this thing is awesome. Highly recommended, like totally recommended. It's very lightweight, 6'10", great cork grip, and the guide count is incredible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guides. Probably the most guides out of anything I have. Great stuff. The only thing that shied me away from Dobyns, and this is going to sound really funny, is that he sold out. He sold his business to a big conglomerate because he wanted to retire. And I don't blame him for it, yet I hate him for it for the same reason. Is that he says he's going to be involved and doing stuff, but it's not his business anymore, right? It's not his company. And that's always tough for me. But then again, it's his gig. It's his deal to do whatever he wants. So that's what he's done. So this is still on sale on the Amazon, I believe. I think it's like a 235 rod that was on sale for like $160 or something. So check it out. It's really well balanced, really lightweight. It's great stuff. As I try to balance this here and not look like an idiot, but it's yeah, it's good. And the other thing that impressed me about this is the case. The case is probably the best case I have in my collection here. Great case. I mean, I wouldn't have any problem checking this, because there's no way. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it'd be really something if it kind of got destroyed. I don't know how it could get destroyed, because it's round. I mean, round stuff is harder to crush. So that's the Dobyns. So these are my 5 rods, my 5 collapsible rods, and every one of them has their own special qualities, of course. And usually what attracts me to even thinking about purchasing a rod is the price. I hate to say it, but I'm not going to spend $500 on a rod. I shouldn't say that, because I still would really like to have a G Loomis, but they don't make them in multi-piece, So that kills that. And I still want to get a Shimano X Pride. And I'd have to buy it overseas. A 6'10" Shimano X Pride, 2-piece. And they make them. And they sell them in Japan. Do they sell them here? No. Go figure. So, okay, that's my update. I hope I didn't bore you to death. And I hope you didn't fall asleep. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate all the help. I have 1,005 subscribers, so I meet that requirement. But my hour count is at 3,700, and it's, who knows? It'll probably be at 3,700 for the rest of my life. We'll see. All right. Cheers.